Hello, hello, my beautiful people, my beautiful lovelies. This is Samantha-Jayne Love from Love Talk, and it has been quite some time since I've been here with you all. I've been very sick. I'm very, very sick. And yeah, just have not had anything in the tank to be able to share with you guys. And I believe that, the best way that we show up in the world is to make sure that our cup is full. And mine was literally, I had an empty carton. And for a carton, it's like 24 drinks in a carton. Well, I'm just talking beer bottles. I don't know why. And that's where my head went to. And I don't even drink. Anyway, so yeah, 24 bottles were all empty in my being. And I'm not totally back, but I just felt to come on and to share with you guys a little bit today. And I'm not sure whether you saw the topic for today, but it is, how do you love? Big freaking question and big statement. And the answer is, it's different for everybody. So the way that I love and the way that I show love will be different than the way that you show love. And when we come together, whether it's in coupleship, intimate connections, we have to also know where our boundaries are and also know how to hold space for the other person there. So, yeah. So one of the ways that I like to love is I love cooking. Like, I'm not like no master chef or anything, but I love to put just my love energy into something that I'm preparing for my family. And that on the other end of that, though, is that I have a little bit of an expectation that, there's a bit of appreciation there because I put all of my heart and soul in there. That's my big thing. That's all right. That's just a little thing that I do. Hey, Maria. But yeah, it's when you are loving, there's also that letting go of the expectation of having anything come back to you. Just sharing that love with people is really beautiful. And I don't know whether or not you've noticed, but if you come home and you're really cranky and you will make something for your family and you're like, had a bad day, you don't want to cook, you can't be bothered, and you're in this cranky mood while you're making it, when they eat it, that's what's going to go through them. But if you are there and you're like, I'm really enjoying this, you're having fun, you're dancing, you're singing, and you put all of that sort of energy into your food, just try it. Just try it at home. See what sort of different result that you'll get from that. It's just like most things that you do. If you are even now, controversial topic, if you are loving washing the toilet, not my favorite job, but if I go into it mindfully, I will not splash myself in the face with poo water. And if I go into it and I'm really like, fuck this, I hate cleaning the toilet, can't anyone clean the toilet after themselves, without fail, I will splash myself in the face with poo, or like on my hands or something. I'll get splashed somewhere. So, what are the things that cultivate love within your life? So for me, it's embodying things. It's doing things that make me feel alive. So singing will do that. They'll really lift and elevate the frequency within my body. Dancing as well. And look, you don't need to be a professional dancer to feel whatever it is that's going through your body. So it could just be that you want to move in a certain way because that's the way that your body feels like moving. It doesn't have to be a choreographed depiction of something. It just needs to be the way that your body feels like moving. That will also cultivate the energy. For the beautiful women out there doing womb work, and there's so many different ways that we can do womb work. We can, it's all the way from, just doing some energetic healing. So even doing some Reiki on your womb, working on the conscious, the unconscious, something like the womb magic that I do, all the way through to, there's yoni massage, there's womb massage, there's even just looking at your yoni and appreciating her, because there's a lot of women that have never ever looked at her and appreciated her, and she can do so many wonderful things. And when we are loving ourselves in that real creative source space, it's amazing what will come through in our life as well. One of the other things that I love doing, I love crystals. So sometimes just sitting with a crystal, I can do it. Generally, if I'm a little bit heightened in my senses, cranky as we would call here, or mummy's about to go dragon, I will not hold a crystal first because they get a little bit. So I will, do some things before I get to the crystal part. So how we love sometimes doesn't get received in that same way. So I don't know whether you guys have heard of the 5 love languages, but we all speak in different languages. It's just like when we're speaking as well, if what we're saying is not received, that person hasn't heard it. So there's lots of different parts to that. There is setting. If you're talking to your partner, you've got your female mind and your male mind. If they've just come home, let them be for a second. Don't just get them straight away. They literally have a nothing box in their brain. Lucky. Where we have a mix, a mash of all of the things. So when we are talking about, I'm going to go from love to intimacy, that if all of in here is going like this, we need to really bring our attention into our body. That's why foreplay is such an essential thing for the women. It takes, up to 45 minutes for a woman to actually be ready to have penetration. I just went sideways here, but anyway, that's where we're going with this, but that's okay. But it's about setting up your conversation. So if you go into a meeting, you sort of have a bit of an idea about what you want to achieve in the meeting. It's the same when you're having a conversation with your intimate partner. So whether, most of the hardcore things that we go through in life, there is death, there's moving, there's getting married, there's having a baby. Those 4 key components happen with your, most of the time, with an intimate partner. So all of our emotions can be elevated. Core wounding will come up. When I'm talking about core wounding, it's normally about the things that happen between when we're 0 to 7, and we're making decisions from that little person. So little Samantha's come out to play because, somebody said something to her. And little Samantha's going to have a little tanty. So whichever way that turns out, generally it can be slamming things, and it can be, that's okay. I'm a work in progress. And The progress never finishes. I just want to let you know that. So healing isn't just, I'm going to go and see this therapist and I'm going to be good tomorrow. You may be good tomorrow. You may not be as well. It may uncover something. So it's like when you take a Band-Aid off. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes you need to put another Band-Aid back onto that little sucker. But it's about taking the layers off. And, for me, one of my layers is the old I'm not worthy. So every time that I level up, there's another layer that's coming off. I know that's very confusing as well, but it's like you get to a level and you're like, yeah, I've done this, I'm good. And then you go to the next, whether it be a next goal, your next partner, your next business idea, your next creation, your next painting, whatever the thing is that you're going to go do. When you take that step, then that little sucker comes up again. You go through the little spiral and you take another layer off. And it's like a step, spiral, step, spiral. And that's a beautiful way of, looking at it, that when something comes up and we get those feelings of, mine's normally, fuck, I can't do this. That's normally when I know that something massive is about to happen. This is, when I want to run away or when I want to, take off. Because at the end of the day, when we're talking about love, or when I'm talking about love, and that, the only thing really is how we love ourselves, because the way that we love ourselves will get reflected by everybody else. We're also teaching everybody else how to love ourselves. So if we don't know how to love this person here, whoever you're looking at in the mirror, then the other people in your life won't know how to love you as well. So make sure that when you are learning or relearning or remembering how to love yourself, there's joy in there, there's fun in there, and it's not going to be the same all the time. One of my mentors today said that it's okay not to be on the same trajectory, because we change. Like, I just put a post up today about a transformation, and that, like I'm like one of these queens of transformation, because I'm constantly transforming myself. Sometimes there's good parts, sometimes there's bad parts, and that's okay, because it makes me who I am. And if you're not changing, you're sort of stagnant. So you want the river or the winds of change to move through you. Find new parts of yourself that, and make you alive, light you up. So how do I love? I love with all of myself. I throw all of myself in. But mind you, if you break my love, you can be over here, but you won't necessarily be in my inner circle, because I know that when I love myself enough to say that is not okay, that makes my love for myself deeper and stronger. So I would love to know how it is that you like to show love. Show love to yourself, show love to others. Is it similar or is it different? Some people like to buy stuff. They really love to be able to buy stuff, and that's the way that they show love. And that, if you've read the love languages, that is one of the things, gifts, gift giving. Some people really love words of affirmation. So that could be, oh my God, Samantha, you are so smart. Or whatever the thing is for that individual person. If you would like to know more information about that, please reach out, and I will talk further about it. I've talked about it before, but I'm quite happy to talk further about it, because the more that I talk about it, the more that I uncover about how that transpires into everyday life. Because, it is a bit of a knack of being able to not only talk in the way that you love, but also receive. Yeah, there is a bit of a knack of how to do that, especially if you don't really know that person. I suppose it's just like if we are talking about whether someone's visual, whether someone's, auditory, or whether they're kinesthetic and more that feeling, doing side of things. So, yes. I would love, love, love to hear how it is that you love. Or would you like to? There is that song. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. So I am back. Well, I'll be back slowly, slowly. I'm coming back. So I will be showing more ways on how to love. But it all starts here. So once you know how you want to be loved, then you can have those open communications with other people, and then they'll learn how to love you too. This is Samantha-Jayne Love. This is Love Talk. Sending you all the most amount of love.